Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to the Get to Know Me series, episode 2. Now in this video I wanted to basically chat to you guys about my journey of being self-employed in the middle of a global pandemic, and what I've learned so far, kind of how it's been so far, and how I see it going forward as well. So we are currently about a week into the second national lockdown, and it's fine. I feel like my moods are the main factor that is constantly changing. As one minute I'll feel super motivated, I'll be like, yes, I know what I'm doing, and you know, getting stuff done, and the other minute all I want to do is just sit on the couch and feel sorry for myself, which isn't ideal. So I feel like when you are self-employed, you obviously have to push yourself a lot harder, and you have to push yourself a lot more because you haven't got someone else kind of telling you to do something. You tell yourself to do stuff, and that's probably been the biggest learning curve for me, is the fact that I am now in charge of my own schedule, of my own days, and what I earn is ultimately down to me. You know, there is no regular salary coming into my account anymore, which by the way is really scary. But you kind of get used to it, and I mentioned that in one of my previous videos, but I'm at a stage now where I live in the moment, because as soon as I start thinking kind of too far ahead, I then get really, really anxious, because I'm thinking, oh my god, I've got all these bills coming out with no income coming in that I'm aware of. However, with the line of work that I do, you know, I could have income coming in at any stage, and you know, there are days where I can make nothing, and there are days where I can literally make hundreds of pounds in approximately a couple of hours. So I think it's the fact that I've had to learn to not rely on the fact that I'll be having like a set income coming in on a certain date every single month, because that's not happening anymore, and it's not going to happen anymore. Now, in terms of my journey so far, I've been quite lucky in the sense that I've kind of not put all my eggs in one basket, if that makes sense. I've still got my part-time job on a Saturday, which, you know, it's nothing major, but it still brings in that little bit of income, which does help. I've also been running my beauty salon, which has actually been really, really busy since the end of the first lockdown, obviously before we went into the second lockdown. As you all know, I've had to shut that now, which is not ideal. However, I am instead driving my online sales, which once again is a stream of income for me. So I will pop a link down to the website below so you can check it out. Ultimately, with the mortgage power planning, I'm at a stage where even though we are in a lockdown, that does not affect the business that I can write. I'm still attending so many networking events, they're just all virtual, and I think if anything, the fact that we are in a national lockdown has shown that we can carry out majority of our tasks online. You know, we don't actually need to see each other face to face. Don't get me wrong, I much prefer seeing people face to face, because I don't think anything can replace that, and I do love to kind of get to know people properly, which I don't think you can from a screen. I'll be so happy when we can finally go out for a coffee again with clients, because that's honestly the part that I enjoy the most, is just sitting down with someone over a good cup of coffee and just chatting away, getting to know them. It is honestly magical. So I know I'm kind of babbling on a little bit. In terms of when I became self-employed, that was in August, so I kind of transitioned from full-time employment to self-employment around August time. My actual last pay from my full-time job was in September, so I kind of had September covered still from my main job. It was kind of October onwards that I really needed to, you know, figure out ways of making more money. I'm in a very fortunate position that I have been planning this for quite a while. You know, I always knew that I wanted to be my own boss and I wanted to work for myself. Therefore, But I made sure I was financially in a position where I could do that. And to be honest, I planned for the worst case scenario where I wouldn't be making any money whatsoever for at least 6 months, just to give me that, I guess, a little bit of breathing space so that I wasn't stressing too much on the fact that I haven't got any money coming in and I've got my mortgage payment coming out. I wanted to make sure that I was comfortable enough to be able just to purely concentrate on what I'm doing in terms of my business and growing it in a way that is not aggressive. I'm not a salesperson, and this is why recruitment just didn't feel right for me, because I hate being a hardcore saleswoman. I prefer the softer approach. I prefer to get to know people, build those relationships, actually show them what I can do before they ultimately have to pay me for it. You know, I like to prove myself to people and let them trust me first before closing on the deal. I want them to know that I truly care about their best interests rather than just wanting the money. And that's why joining EN was such a great opportunity for me, because we have the same values, and ultimately what we value is helping people. That's all we want to do, is just help people, and the fact that we can get rewarded for it in terms of money is just brilliant. But we will never do something that isn't right for the customer just because it gives us commission, because that is not the way we operate. And to be honest, I hate the people who do that. That's why I needed to kind of step away from a sales environment, and I didn't want that for myself. So that's why I made sure I was financially stable so that I could actually start off how I mean to go on in terms of building relationship with potential clients, which may not result in a sale now, but they might do in the future. It's all about thinking long term rather than, you know, creating short term gains. Obviously that doesn't help me with paying my bills. As I say, yeah, I do have money saved up to do that, but I did still get a little bit worried about the fact that, you know, I haven't got regular income coming in, which is where, as I mentioned, having my part-time job and also running the beauty side has helped me a lot, because it has provided me with that extra income to kind of take the pressure off and to allow my savings to actually take me a lot further, rather than, you know, just the initial 6 months. You know, I can make it last a year or however long I need to make it last. I guess ultimately, I'll be honest, self-employment is not easy, and I feel like you have to have the right type of mindset to actually be self-employed, and it's honestly not for everyone. I've always knew I wanted to be self-employed, so I feel like I have adapted my mindset to think that way, and it's made it kind of easier for me to readjust, but I've still found it quite a challenge. I'm still learning how to plan my days, how to be efficient with my time. So I'm actually using the lockdown to really get organised. It's definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey, and I'm quite happy that I've decided to create my YouTube channel at the point that I did, because it's literally documenting everything from the very start, and I honestly cannot wait until the day where I watch this video, for example, when I watch it back when I'm in a really good position financially and business is booming. I honestly cannot wait for that day, and I know it'll happen soon because of the way I'm doing things. You know, I know that I'm doing things the right way and that it will pay off in the near future. So watch this space, because ultimately I want to take you guys on this journey with me, especially if you are thinking of becoming self-employed. I hope I can be a bit of an inspiration to you in terms of just going for it. Obviously plan and prepare, but ultimately if it's something that you feel deep inside that's something you've always wanted to do, honestly, just do it. So with that being said, guys, this is it for this video. I am sorry because I feel like I just brambled? I feel like I just rambled on about a lot of stuff that probably isn't what I actually initially wanted to discuss, but we'll go with it. If you do have any questions, do pop them in the comment section down below, or feel free to message me on Instagram, as I'm always more than happy to help. I'm also thinking about doing a bit of a Q&A for the next Get to Know Me episode to actually answer questions that you guys have, whether it be on the actual mortgage power planning side of things, whether it just be more personal stuff that you want to know about me because you're nosy, whatever it is. I think I'm going to pop up a Q&A box on my Instagram at some point soon, so do check that out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel down below, as it really helps my channel to grow. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on Friday with a brand new video. Bye guys!